Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Stuttarasatya Shishimadhyamya ISKCON founder Acharya Jagad-Guru Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Stuttarasatya Shishimadhyamya Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopal Gurna Shama Radha Kunda Girvarodhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Ram Ki Jai Mathura Ram Ki Jai Navadu Maitham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Ram Ki Jai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai Ganges Mai Ki Jai Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakti Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glory to Sri Guru Sri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Hare Krishna Prasad Bhutan Simati Vaditra Shami Namaste Krishna Pada Upara Shri Chamina Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Vasa Sukti Chima Om Dhyana Dhamirandasya Dhyana Dhamirandasya Kachuna Tasma Sri Gurave Shri Chaitanya Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svahantikam Pandiham Sri Guru Sri Prabhakam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sarvajatam Sarvana Raghunatham Vitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakha He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinamuru Jagatpati Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Siti Devi Pranamami Haripi Vanchakalpatrupyascha Kripasindhuvane Patitanam Pavanena Vaishnava Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Gadadara Sadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Hare Krishna. Okay, we continue discussion. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 22, the process of devotional service, text 99. Anukulasya Sankalpa Partikulasya Varjana Prakshishyati Viswaso Goptritve Varanam Tata Atmanikshekpa Karpanye Sadvidha Saranagati. Translation and purport by Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The 6 divisions of surrender are the acceptance of those things favorable to devotional service, the rejection of unfavorable things, the conviction that Krishna will give protection, the acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or master, full self-surrender, and humility. One who is fully surrendered is qualified with the 6 following characteristics. The devotee has to accept everything that is favorable for the rendering of transcendental loving service to the Lord. So when we say the surrendered soul, a surrendered soul means we have these qualities. Of course, these qualities develop gradually, because the first 2 qualities belong to Kanista Bhakta. Kanista Bhakta has 2. Madhyam Bhakta has 4. And Uttama Bhakta has the 6. So if we see these 6 qualities on somebody, we should know he is Mahabhagat, Uttama Bhakta. So in the beginning we are struggling with Yama and Niyama. These are the first 2, Yama and Niyama. Accepting favorable conditions which help our Krishna consciousness. For example, chanting minimum 16 rounds, hearing Krishna Katha Amrit, this reading the scriptures, studying the scriptures very deeply, to follow rules and regulations. These are favorable things in Krishna consciousness. They are favorable because they help us to make progress in our practice. So they are called favorable. Activities which support our Krishna consciousness, they are favorable. And those things which do not support our Krishna consciousness, they are unfavorable. Advancing devotees should be very, very careful with these 2, the do's and the don'ts. To accept the favorable thing, even if they are not palatable. In the beginning, they will not be palatable. Radha Madhava we were telling me yesterday, getting up 2 o'clock is unheard of. We don't hear about 2 o'clock for what? What we know is 4:15. We know about 4:15. And I saw devotees, even when they got up at the 4 o'clock, they're still hanging around doing something else. They're not like, let me go quickly take a bath, let me come and chant. You don't see that with devotees. We're very slow, going to the bathroom very slowly, not in anxiety, because Japa is waiting for me. That anxiety is not there. So they are talking of 2 o'clock. We never had that. These are new things to us. Right? These things are new. Yes. This will help us to understand where we are in our Krishna consciousness. I have been talking about measuring our Krishna consciousness. These are the yardstick, a measuring rod to understand where we are in Krishna consciousness. And we are still struggling with a principle which we should avoid. And we are struggling with the principle which we are keeping. That means we are on neophyte, the Kanisa platform. So we are still dealing with this Kanisa platform, struggling with the rules and regulations. But we should know that Krishna consciousness is not just rules and regulations. It is not about rules and regulations. It is not that Krishna is sitting there with a hammer, a club hammer, to break our head for doing something wrong. That is not Bhakti. But these principles help us to develop knowledge because it's a sacrifice for most of us. It's a sacrifice. Sacrifice helps us to get purified. That's why Krishna said it should not be given up. It should be practiced because it purifies. So we're struggling with these principles. An advancing devotee should reject these things which are unfavorable without considering it. Without considering. Prabhupada quoted this in 1866 purport. Prabhupada quoted this. And in this shloka, Prabhupada is saying, and Krishna is telling us we should not hesitate. We should not think about it. We should not worry. Don't consider if it's good, if it is bad. No. Just surrender as Krishna wanted. Just surrender as Krishna wanted. And those things which are not favorable, those things which are not favorable, they should be rejected also without worrying about it. We should understand anything which is not helping us to make progress in Krishna consciousness, anything means could be the family members, could be the wife, could be the husband, it could be our own senses. Lord Krishna said, if I found my own hand, Krishna is speaking in the Bhagavatam, if my own hand is hostile to Brahman, I'll cut it off. What do you understand by that? It's Bhagavatam. Krishna said, I will cut off my own hand if my hand is hostile to Brahman. I will cut it off. What is Krishna saying? What is Krishna saying? Yes, cut off the physical thing we can see. Krishna says, I will cut it off. But what is he teaching? What is he telling us by this?
He will go up to the extent of doing anything to get rid of anything that goes against his goal, his ultimate purpose. Whatever it is, including my own hand, I'm ready to make sacrifice for my Krishna consciousness. I'm ready to make any sacrifice for my Krishna consciousness, any sacrifice to maintain my Krishna consciousness. I'm ready for any sacrifice. No compromise. Yesterday, the devotee asked me, what is rigid devotional service, right? What is? Rigid devotional service. This is it. Rigid devotional service. I will cut off my own hand if I found my hand to be hostile to the principle of Bhakti. Cut off. I'm ready to give up anything that does not support my Christian consciousness. Anything. Yes. That is how serious it is. Rigid devotional service. Rigid. What it means. So this principle is given to us. The 6 symptoms is what makes one to be considered a surrendered devotee. That I am a surrendered soul. It means these 6 things, these 6 qualities are seen in us. Just like you say a doctor, that so many qualities to qualify him or her as a doctor. When you say a lawyer, there are certain qualities that make someone to be qualified to represent it as a lawyer. This is a teacher. He has qualities. Similarly, a devotee, a surrendered devotee has qualities to be considered a surrendered soul. Surrendered. I'm a surrendered soul. It is not about being in a movement. It's not about being in a movement. It's not about all the rituals, putting tilai, taking in bed, putting dhoti, putting sari. It's not about these rituals. It is not. All these things are external things to guide us into the internal practice. So we should use these things to go inside. We need to open the door to enter the house. These are the doors to help us enter the. We should not just get stuck at the door and think that we have gotten there. There's a lecture Prabhupada gave on 1/8/20, and Prabhupada is asking, have you come here to disturb Krishna, or you have come here to serve Krishna? Prabhupada is asking, what does it mean? Where was Kamsa? Where? Mathura. Kamsa in Mathura. But was he in Mathura? Physically? Physically, he lived in Mathura. But Krishna consciously, was he in Mathura? No. No. We should understand, not everything we do in Krishna consciousness that is considered devotional service. Not everything. Not everything we do that is considered devotional service. Our activities will be qualified devotional service only when these activities are sincerely offered from our heart to Krishna for his pleasure. Then it is devotional service. So these principles are to help us. A devotee has to accept everything that is favorable for the rendering of transcendental loving service to the Lord. So the beauty of our Krishna consciousness is so great that no one is kept hanging somewhere. Everything is systematically and practically given. So His Holiness Bhakti has said, Krishna conscious technologies. They are Krishna conscious technologies that has to be applied. Without application, they have no effect. Until they are applied, they must be applied. Technologies has to be applied to get the result. So we have to check. Among the things I have, are they favorable for my Krishna conscious life? You can count it. My associates, my thinking, my thinking. Is it my thinking, my eating, my sleeping, my talking, my walking, everything about us, are they supporting my Krishna consciousness? The environment where I'm going, where I am, what I'm speaking, what I'm thinking, are they supporting my Krishna consciousness? It's technologies. This is how devotee think. We have been complaining about our mind, our mind, our mind. We should know the mind is disturbing because these technologies are not given to the mind. The mind is left open, and the mind cannot be steady without engagement. No engagement, the mind will find engagement somewhere. If our job is not affecting the mind will look for something. So, this is how we have to think. What is favorable in my Krishna consciousness? Then we have to plan our life accordingly. This is how devotees do. When Prabhupada said in the 927 purport, in 1865 purport, Prabhupada said in Bhagavatam, also first country Bhagavatam, Prabhupada also said, we should mold our life in such a way that we remain Krishna conscious 24 hours. How do we do that? This is a process. Analyzing the things to see if they are supporting our progress in Krishna consciousness. Then they are considered favorable. And if you check and see that these things are not favorable, in other words, a devotee is not a fool, Prabhupada said. 10, 11 purport. 10, 11. Yeah, 10, 11. The last chapter. Devotees are not fools, they are not naive. They are intelligent people because Krishna sits in the heart of the devotee to do what? Nasayani Atma Bhavastu. Jnana Dipana Bhashvata. I will destroy the darkness born of ignorance. That is the duty of Krishna, saying in the heart of the conditioned souls. To destroy the darkness, to remove the darkness. When darkness is gone, what is there? Light. When ignorance is removed, what is there? Knowledge. So a devotee has knowledge to execute devotional service diligently. That's a devotee. Diligently. So we have this step rule for a carpenter to make a good furniture. What does he use? You have to measure the wood, right? For a carpenter to make it's measured. If you bring a tape rod here, you see that it is within the measurement. He has measured it, both the legs, the basement, and the squares. He has measured all. Even with the engineers who manufacture this, they all have length. They are all measured to bring out accurate product. They are measured. Similarly, for us to bring out the bhakti which we are here for, they are measured. We have to use the instrument. Instrument has to be used. He must reject everything unfavorable to the Lord's service. This is also called renunciation. This is renunciation. Renunciation. 3. A devotee must be firmly convinced that Krishna will give him protection. Do we see Prahlad Maharaj using demigod protective amulet? Prahlad. We're using protective amulet from Ada Indra or whoever. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told the 𝐶𝐻𝐻𝐿, hey, my dear Sridhara, 𝐶𝐻𝐻𝐿, what is this you are doing every day? Hare Krishna, you have no money, you have no food, you have no cloth, you have no house. What is this? Hare Krishna every day. What is this you are doing? What is this? Don't you see people here, they are worshiping Chandi and they have everything, all the facility. Why you are wasting your time? Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's talking to 𝐶𝐻𝐻𝐿, teaching him. He's using him to preach. He's using 𝐶𝐻𝐻𝐿 to teach us a lesson, to preach. See, they worship Chandi for protection. For protection, to provide. You are sitting here, Hare Krishna, look at your clothes. What is this you're doing? Look at your house. Look at the food you eat. 𝐶𝐻𝐻𝐿 gave a powerful philosophy. Powerful. Very nice. 𝐶𝐻𝐻𝐿 said, my dear, you see, they are worshipping Chandi and they get this, they got that. I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I have clothes to put on. Everybody has something to put on. I have clothes to put on. They also have their clothes to put on. Whatever it is, this is expensive and this and that. But what is the purpose? What is the purpose? To cover the nakedness. And what I put in, what is it for? It covers myself. So what is the problem? Both of us are covered by something. I'm covered. Am I not covered with something? Yes. They will have a water bed and sleep. They will not sleep with insomnia. They will suffer from insomnia. They will not sleep. Me, I'm sleeping on the floor and I'm sleeping peacefully. So what is that? What is the problem? What is the problem? They're sleeping, they will sleep. Even if you sleep on the tree, you will sleep. Even if it's on the floor, you will sleep. So what is the problem? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you are keeping secret wealth. You have wealth you are keeping. I will expose you. Dhira said, expose me, go to my house, you check and see whatever I have. Whatever I have, go and check. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you are keeping something. There's something you are keeping. I will expose you. I will let people know they are cheating people. Am I cheating people? Yes. I would show people what they are doing. Okay, go check my house. Whatever I see, go and tell people. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called for every devotee to come and take a boon, who did not come? The only person who didn't come. He had the invitation. He didn't come. He is externally the poorest person, but he was the only person who didn't come. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally sent for him. When he heard that the Lord is calling for him, then he came. Otherwise, come for what? For what? I have everything. I have everything. Every day you come to my house and we fight. You go to Chandi worshippers every day to fight. But you come to my house every day and we fight. So the boon I want from you is, come, let us fight every day. So Chaitanya was sure he has prema. That's the word he's keeping, which is not sharing with others. Because he was deceiving people. He does not worship anything, doesn't depend on anything. He depends only on Krishna. That's a devotee. And Prabhupada is speaking on the person of Indra. So he said, even if demigods are angry with us, we should not worship them. Even if they are angry, we should not worship them. Finish. as a devotee. A devotee does not have somebody looking after. He doesn't. Only Krishna. Only Krishna. So a devotee must be firmly convinced that Krishna will give him protection. Krishna will give him all protection. Yesterday we were discussing, Krishna considered this person chanted my name, therefore it is my duty to give him protection. That is Krishna. That's his duty, to give protection. It is Krishna who gives protection. Nobody else gives protection. No one else can actually give one protection. And being firmly convinced of this is called faith. This kind of faith is different from the faith of an impersonalist who wants to merge into the Brahman effulgence in order to benefit by cessation of repeated birth and death. That is not faith. It is due to frustration. The idea of merging into Brahman is due to frustration. It's not due to faith. They are frustrated because they are suffering so much from material energy. They're suffering. So therefore, it is too much suffering here. Let me just merge into Brahman and just forget about my struggle for anything. That's frustration. The devotees are not frustrated. Devotees are fully conscious of the supreme position of Krishna. And they know the connection with Krishna. A devotee wants to remain always in the Lord's service. In this way, Krishna is merciful to his devotee and gives him all protection from the dangers found on the path of devotional service. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Pandavas, they fought for 18 days. They have wounds on the body. They have wounds, Pandavas, for 18 days of fighting. Did they see any wounds on their body? They have some wounds from arrows from other soldiers who were fighting. The body was completely clean. Because Krishna protecting them. Why millions of people died? The Pandavas have no single wound on their body. That does not happen. Even you are the greatest boxer. Even if you are the greatest boxer, you cannot fight someone without their opponent punching you also sometimes. Yes, you may win, but you also get some punches that you have to go to hospital after the fight. But here we saw the Pandavas, no wound in the body. 18 good days fighting. Wow, heavy arrows coming from all directions. They fully protected Lord Krishna. So these two qualities, accepting and rejecting in your fight. The third and the fourth one. The devotee should accept Krishna as his supreme maintainer and master. He should not think that he is being protected by a demigod. He should depend only on Krishna, consider him the only protector. The devotee must be firmly convinced that within the three worlds, he has no protector or maintainer other than Krishna. These four qualities belongs to Madhyam Bhakta. So Madhyam Bhakta is advanced. He is very advanced. So he has a full conviction that yes, Krishna can protect me. Yes, Krishna is my protector. Krishna is my maintainer. I should not take shelter of anything. So he has this knowledge. He avoids unnecessary people. He associates with devotees only. This is the quality of a Madhyam. He associates with devotees, make friends with them. He very compassionate towards those who are innocent. He avoids those who are demonic, who are not interested in Krishna. He avoids them. He has these qualities. So he's fully convinced, he has a firm conviction that yes, Lord Krishna is there to protect me. Therefore, I shall not fear. I shall not fear. I should give myself completely to Krishna. I remember when we were just new. So I put on pendant. The pendant, I put it on. So my Gurudev, he saw that. In the evening Bhagavad Gita class, everything was about me. He didn't mention my name. But his eye was on my chest. So Krishna cannot protect you. That is why you are seeking for protection. The whole Bhagavad Gita was 2 hours. After the class, at the board. I don't see anything on my body. Right from that, you don't see anything on my body. Even when a friend gave me a kavacha, he prepared it personally for me according to my, so I gave to me. I didn't wear it. I didn't wear it because I was remembering the lecture. I don't want the second lecture, so I didn't wear it. We should be convinced that Krishna can give us protection. Not that Krishna can give, he is giving. He is giving protection. And you will also notice that the most powerful, formidable, and dangerous demons were killed by Krishna when he was a child, not as a man in Dwarka. The most powerful demons were killed in Vrindavan. Small boy, 3 months old. Why Krishna is doing that? To teach us he is the supreme protector. He is capable of protecting us in any situation. He's capable. He's doing that. Look at these mighty demons Krishna killed. And all of them, he gave them liberation, send them back to Godhead. One day Mother Yashoda told Krishna, my dear boy, there's no need for you to go to the forest. Krishna said, why? There's so many demons, so many demons. And Krishna said, but I killed them. No, you killed them, but all of them are ghosts. Although they are killed, but they are ghosts. They are all hanging around. So don't go to the forest. Krishna said, Mother, they are not ghosts. All the demons I have killed, they became dust at your lotus feet. So they are not ghosts. Be confident that they are not there. Don't worry about that. All of them, they are dust at your lotus feet. They are not ghosts. You don't have ghosts here. And Lord Shiva gave blessing that demon will never come to Vrindavan. And demon will never come to Vrindavan because he stays there, Nandishwara. Lord Shiva, Nandishwara. So Sanatana Goswami explains that the blessing, the boon of Lord Shiva was not violated because the next question will be what will come, whatever Gashura, what will these, all these Asuras. Sanatana Goswami said that Krishna gave them permission to come so he can perform some pastimes to give us a confidence that he is there to protect us. So Krishna gave them chance to come by himself. He personally made them to come. And if you check very carefully, you see that there were no demons in Vrindavan until Krishna came. Only when Krishna came that you see demons to come. Before then, there were no demons terrorizing people there. This is his personal arrangement. Vrindavan is fully protected. The devotees are fully protected. And you see, all the demons were killed. But did you see any devotee killed? Any devotee? No. Only the demons were killed. Because there was Krishna's plan. So these four qualities belong to the Madhyam Bhakta. The fifth and the sixth belongs to Uttam Bhakta. 5. Self-surrender means remembering that one's activities and desires are not independent. Self-surrender means remembering that one's activities and desires are not independent. So a devotee asked me the other day, so means I don't have to think. Eh? Our activities and desires are not independent, so I don't have to think. It's a robot. Me, a devotee, means robot. We are controlled. There's no chance for me to think something, to do something. There is. Yes, our activities and desires are not independent. Means they are within the jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness. It doesn't mean that we don't plan what to do. Even when the spiritual master gave instruction, the spiritual master said, I need a temple in Kharagpur. Right? That's instruction he's given. But he will not tell you it must be this particular place. Even if he said this particular place, he's not going to tell you the floors you want. So you have to design that. You have to desire that. Okay, my guru wants a temple here. I'm going to make a temple here. You're not going to say, but only the Vastu Esther will tell you, put this one here, put that one, put this one here. But what you are going to do inside it, this is your right. That's your right. So, yes, we should function within the principle of Krishna consciousness. But within that principle, we have to design how to do that. When Prabhupada got the instruction to preach Krishna consciousness in the West, he took a long time to prepare. So that was his right. It took a long time to prepare. And how to present it. Also, it was made by him. But this Dhira Saraswati didn't tell him to give his disciples 16 rounds to chant. He didn't tell him that. So he designed the 16 rounds for the disciples after looking at the nature. It's okay. You cannot do 64. Then do 16. Then he designed different activities. When you look at Gaudiya and you look at Krishna and consciousness, Prabhupada movement, don't you see so many differences? Look at your kirtan. Look at Gaudiya Math kirtan. How is it? How is it? Eh? You don't see? Our kirtan and their kirtan? Is it the same? On the Jagannath Puri, I went to the temple. Bhakti Dhira Saraswati's birthplace in the house. And I came down for the Mangalarati. I didn't hear one word. I didn't hear one word. Even that was straining my ears. Not one word I had from the kirtan. Why? Not one word. I felt pained. I wasted my time. That's how I felt. I'm telling you. I felt I wasted my time. I should have just sit in my room there and do my job. Noise. Apart from the noise, the whole 25 minutes, the Hare Krishna was said 5 times. The Hare Krishna mantra was said only 5 times. Not 5 minutes, 5 times. And that was over. In Hare Krishna movement, when we are leading kirtan, I consider the time I should finish to have at least minimum 10 minutes out of 25 minutes for only Hare Krishna mantra. This is kirtan, this is Krishna consciousness. So we are properly addressed as Hare Krishna movement. It fits our activities because we focus on chanting the holy name of Hare Krishna. Other bhajans and bhajan here and there were all day. Hare Krishna mantra was only 5 times recited. So it was painful to the heart, very painful. So we have a beautiful kirtan. See how our kirtan is very sweet. Huh? You know sweet? Instrument is very sweet, right? The cutlass is sweet, Mridanga is sweet. So sweet, and they blend nicely, very pleasing to the ear. If you want to enjoy it, and when the kirtan is going on, just go down there and listen the kirtan here. You will see how sweet and attractive it is to the ear, to the mind. Very sweet, very, very sweet. So we are really Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna movement. The devotee is completely dependent on Krishna and he acts and thinks as Krishna desires. This is oneness. This is oneness. We think and we act as Krishna desires. This is oneness, not merging. Merging is not oneness because we will not merge. We will not merge. Krishna eternally separated us for his pleasure. So we cannot merge. Our merging is just the fulgence, not the soul. The soul will not merge. The soul will remain individually for pleasure. It's for pleasure. For pleasure. That's the 5th one. And this last one. The devotee is meek and humble. Devotee is meek and humble. Because the devotee knows that I am extremely insignificant. Extremely insignificant. Almost like zero. But because we are part, that is our importance. So devotee naturally knows this, our limited position, and will also understand Lord Krishna's unlimited position. So devotees are naturally humble. Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Sarvasya chaham vriddhi sane vishtot, mata smriti jnana pohanam cha. Buddha-icha sarvayaham eva vedyo vedanta krit veda vid eva chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas, situated in everyone's heart. Krishna deals differently according to the living entity's position. The living entity's position is to be under the protection of the illusory energy or under Krishna's personal protection. When a living entity is fully surrendered, he is under the direct protection of Krishna. And Krishna gives him all the intelligence by which he can advance in Krishna in spiritual realization. The non-devotee, however, being under the protection of the illusory energy, increasingly forget his relationship with Krishna. Sometimes it is asked how Krishna causes one to forget. Krishna personally causes his devotee to forget material activities, and through the agency of Maya, Krishna causes the non-devotee to forget his devotional service to the Lord. This is called apohana. When one takes to Krishna consciousness and keeping the four regulative principles, chanting minimum 60 rounds regularly, and having a fixed service that one is doing, such devotees are not under the illusory energy of Krishna. They are not. They are not controlled by illusory energy of Krishna. They are directly controlled by Krishna. So whatever happens to such devotee, we should know that this is Krishna's plan for our advancement in Krishna consciousness. So we don't interfere with the plan Krishna has made to help us in our Krishna consciousness. Many devotees are refusing to make an advancement in Krishna consciousness. How? Many devotees are refusing to make advancement in Krishna consciousness. Many. They're refusing to grow. How do we do that? We join the movement to make advancement. We are practicing to make advancement. So how is it possible that some of us are refusing to grow? I want to become a pure devotee tomorrow. How can you say that I'm refusing to grow? I want to go back to God here tomorrow. So how can you tell me that I'm refusing to grow? We are refusing to grow because of how we react to the challenges we have in Krishna consciousness. Reacting negatively means we are refusing to grow, because we don't understand that whatever is happening to us is an arrangement made by Krishna for our progress. So if you react negatively, it's a refusal to grow in Krishna consciousness. Is it clear? So devotees should learn how to respond positively to every situation. That, yes, Krishna is very kind. He has made this plan for me to make advancement. So let me don't see the instrument. Let me see the cause. I should not see the instrument. I should see the cause. What does that mean? We complain how some devotees are not treating us nicely. We will complain. The devotee does not treat me nicely. He doesn't allow me to do service. He's always after me. What did I do to him? What did I do to her? He is always after me. What did I do? Yes, what we have done, it is not now. What we have done is past. But the result is coming now. Because we have forgotten, why are you after me, Prabhu? Why? Because we have relation in the past life. We have relations in... Yes, Krishna told Narada Muni, Parvata Muni, when he met Chitraketu Maharaj. Oh, Guruji, I need a child, I need a son. You need a son? Yes. I need. It's okay. When he got the son, he became 100% happy. The son was poisoned. Oh, my son is, before was, oh, I don't have a child. Now he is, oh, my child is this. But travel is always like this. So when they brought back the child, oh, my son. I said, which son? Which father are you to me? I have so many fathers. Which one are you? The son was his enemy in the past life. For this lifetime, they came as father and son. And it gave him anxiety, the result of the previous life. So we should know these things, so we don't react negatively to everything. But when he got the wisdom, he was happy. When he got the clear understanding, he was happy. We should not be concerned with the instrument, we should be concerned with the cause. The cause of everything is us. The instrument may be somebody else, maybe somebody. That is the instrument. We are making mistake by attacking the instrument instead of the cause. So Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur said, sadhus will not increase our karma. We should not increase our karma by responding positively to every negative situation we have. We should respond positively to every negative situation we face. That is Krishna consciousness. His Swami Bhakti said that we should practice turning every negative thing into positive things. This is the technologies to apply. And every positive thing should make them also more positive. That is Krishna consciousness. There's no stagnation. It's always progress. Negative things should be made positive. Positive things should be more positive. It's growth. We are always growing. So a devotee is meek, very humble, not just in knowledge, but realized consciousness. One can be humble and meek because of knowledge. We have knowledge, yes. Vidyavina sampanne. If you want to know someone who has knowledge, he must be humble. Be humble. Because he knows. But this symptom here, this humility and meekness here, is not just for knowledge, it is due to perfection, due to purity. One is pure. So he's naturally humble. That would never react negatively to every situation. Hare Krishna. Comments? Questions? Yes? I didn't hear the last part. Humility is not foolishness. It's different from foolishness. It's not that I cannot fight you. Therefore, I should just keep cool. That is not humility. Or I should suppress my feelings. That is not humility. Humility is a pure quality. It's pure quality. Humility. How we develop humility, how we will develop humility is when we are humiliated. Humiliation. When we are humiliated. For a person who is hearing this wonderful way to apply the technologies in Christian consciousness, a person who is hearing and accepting them and applying these things, when we are humiliated, the humiliation brings purification. Purification. Indra became humbled by humiliation, by Krishna. No, Brahma also became humbled by humiliation. Keshava Kashmir, the 𝐤𝐬𝐬, became humbled by humiliation. Was humiliated. He cried. He cried. And I went to do puja for Saraswati. And he cried. Why did you humiliate me before this boy? Why not a man? Saraswati said, usually I stay on your tongue when you're speaking. But when you stood before my master, I cannot stand it. I came behind you. I came behind you. So that's how you failed. The purpose of the mantra I gave you, it is not this false ego you have been displaying all along. The purpose of this mantra I gave you, it is the perfection you've got today. You met the Supreme Personality of God. That person you are calling a small boy is my master. Go and take his shelter. For humiliation, he got that. Purification. And the next day he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, flat on the ground. The previous day he didn't offer obeisance to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He didn't offer obeisance. The previous night they had that discussion. He didn't offer obeisance. He was asking, who is that boy there? Who is that boy? So that's Nimai Pandit. Oh, the famous Nimai Pandit. Oh, that small boy. You only know about grammar. Ah, okay. When the Lord dealt with him. So when Saraswati told him and explained everything to him, the next day he came flat on the ground, offered obeisance to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya said, oh, it is you. Please get to. Don't do like this. You are a great person. Don't do that. Why are you doing this? He said, I'm offering obeisances to you to get purified. I'm offering obeisances so I can get purified. I want to get the mercy to destroy all my karmas by offering obeisances to you. This is obeisances. What we do every day without understanding the meaning. And Hare Krishna devotees are doing it whimsically. Obeisances destroys our sins. That is why we are offering obeisances. Very, very powerful weapon. Powerful. Yesterday, he described how powerful obeisance is in Mahabharata. He gave 2 examples there. If I remember, yeah, 2. Brihaspati's brother and the bird. Yes, humility, obeisances. So many devotees who became very humble. It is from humiliation. Draupadi. Yes. And many devotees who became humble from humiliation. They naturally became advanced in their Krishna consciousness from humiliation. If we want pure humility, humiliation is necessary. And Krishna is doing that regularly. Somebody is insulting us. Like we mentioned that we are refusing to grow and we fight back. It is going on. Krishna is arranging that is going on in our lives. This is going on among us as devotees. But we don't see it. So we are thinking, why you talk to me like that? I am senior to you. I am the big 𝐷𝐸𝐺𝐸. Oh, yeah, it will be 𝐷𝐸𝐺𝐸. But our senses are not humiliating us every day. Huh? Yes. Yes. Every day it is going on imperceptibly. So when we get all this nourishment and follow these technologies, we'll make advancement. Right? Yes. Okay. Let's ask him. How to remain grateful. Or how to remain faithful. Yes, we need understanding. We need knowledge. We need knowledge to understand what is happening to me in Krishna planet. We need this knowledge to understand that. From hearing the scriptures, we see different examples from different devotees. We hear from the previous devotees how they lived their life, what they passed through, why all the challenges are put in our scriptures is to teach us a lesson. If we want to, we're talking about technologies. His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj, he says something which we should all apply in our Christian consciousness. For every intelligent person want to be successful in anything and everything that we do, and to be convinced, because the principle here is saying we should be convinced in Christian consciousness. How do we maintain that conviction to get that level of faith that we want? How do we get it? How should I be fully convinced? 3 things you have to do. 3 things.
We should ask ourselves, is it Krishna consciousness I want to follow my life? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so yes, it is, of all the religious organizations, so many spiritual things and all the philosophies, all these things are there. But I have accepted this Krishna consciousness. First question. Second question. Are there people who have followed this process and become successful? You see? You got? You have? You have examples? Very good. Okay, so the answer is yes. Yes, I can see someone who practiced this and became successful. So we can have that example. Okay. This will give one conviction. Because I can see somebody who have followed this path and become successful. Like you're going to college. What are the life of those who have graduated from this university? What is their life? Is it not? We have to check and see. They graduate of this school, are they hanging in the street, or they are in the government, they are doing very well individually, they are doing something wonderful? How is their life? Intelligent persons should check first before you go to that school. So similarly, in our Christian consciousness, we should check. Are there some people who have followed this process I want to follow and become successful? Yes, they are there. The last question. What did they do to get that stage? What did they do? What did they do? When we are convinced that yes, we have people who have followed this process and become successful, be convinced to follow the process they followed. That's how we get our conviction, because we have examples to show. And chapter 4 about Gita, step 10, what Krishna said?
Many in the past have achieved this. Many have achieved
Can someone make it very clear so we can understand it very nicely? 4:10. Vita raga bhaya krudha manmaya mam upasita bahavu jnana tapasya puta madbhavam agataha. Being freed from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me. What happened? Many persons in the past became what? Purified by knowledge of me. And thus, they all attained transcendental love for me. What is Krishna doing here? What is Krishna doing here in this verse? Arjuna, what I'm teaching you today, you are not the first disciple. You are not my first disciple. What I'm teaching you today, you are not my first disciple. I have given this the same lesson to people in the past. Who are the people in the past? Who are the people? Surya? Yes. I gave them this knowledge. What happened to them?
They became perfect. They attained transcendental love for me. So if you follow in their footsteps, what will happen to you? You also become perfect and develop pure love for me like them. This is conviction. This is conviction. This is how we become convinced. Seeing the previous people who follow this. Yes, I can see people who follow this, look at their life. They are big, big people. So if I enter this college and follow what they followed, I will attain the same perfection. I will be like them. I will become an important person. This is how we get convinced, not just empty philosophy. Not just empty philosophy. This is a rich culture with all the technologies that need to be applied. Without application, this conviction will not come. If you want to be convinced, we have to apply the technologies. Then we will experience what others have experienced. So we have examples to prove that Christian consciousness works for whoever follows it. And toward the end of the purpose, Prabhupada says something. Every devotee will advance according to different levels. How? According to our level of input. According to our input. If you are working by 4 o'clock, a devotee is working by 2 o'clock, is chanting, trying to focus in a mantra, try to focus by 6:30, 7:30, finish 16 round, and trying to listen to the name, to chant by Nasi, to take shelter of the holy name, and if you listen that, and there's no distraction, and then he has many times to do so many services for Krishna, and you're working by 4 o'clock and struggling the whole day. You would think you will make the same level of advancement? Huh? No. 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 Yes, it's no. I will not be on the same level, even though it is the same Hare Krishna mantra we are chanting. The person who gets up 2 o'clock, you're not going to chant different mantra. The same Hare Krishna mantra. Huh? So Rupa Goswami told us, when Narada Muni chanted Hare Krishna mantra, Lord Shiva's blue neck disappeared. The same Hare Krishna mantra was chanting. Lord Shiva's blue neck disappeared. Means what? What does that mean? What is on Lord Shiva's neck that make it blue? Poison. So Narada Muni's chanting of Hare Krishna mantra can destroy the poison. It neutralizes the poison. And Lord Shiva was started suspecting, this is not my husband. Somebody had disguised himself as my husband. She started suspecting Lord Shiva. Because she knows Lord Shiva has a blue tooth. Now the blue disappeared. So no, this one is not my husband. So Lord Shiva was laughing. You don't know the potency of Narada Muni's japa. You don't. The same Hare Krishna mantra we are chanting. The same. And Lord Balaram, the supreme personality of Godhead, his dhoti, which is also blue, became white. The same Hare Krishna mantra we are chanting. The same Hare Krishna mantra. And Jamuna became what? Milk. And the gopis were churning. All gopis entered into Jamuna river. They were churning Jamuna to get milk. Did they get milk? You got? They got or not?
Yes.
They got. Not a story. That is not the Muni's japa. Out of Rupa Goswami's japa. The same Hare Krishna mantra. Rupa Goswami. The tongue became insignificant. Want to borrow the tongue, want to buy a tongue to add to this tongue, want to borrow ears so you can hear. All the senses, all the mind does not disturb him. That's Rupa Goswami's japa. What to Prabhupada's japa? So the Prabhupada's japa. Huh? The whole world is dancing the kirtan of the holy name. Is it not? Different experiences. Just like the bird. The bird can fly according to the level, but the sky is the limit. So we have the opportunity to practice our Krishna consciousness according to our level. We can go to any extent, depending on our endeavor, our input in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
How to understand to reject the unfavorable and tolerate the humility. In a situation like wife wants to practice Krishna consciousness and husband is asking to cook meat and husband wants to take non-vegetarian diet. So in a situation because she came to Krishna consciousness after marriage, what to do in such a situation? So
Yeah.
how to reject the unfavorable?
If people, husband and wife, they were married before when they were not devotees, and now one of them became a devotee. Then very difficult, very difficult. The wife became a devotee, want to practice, or the husband become a devotee, want to practice. The wife said, "No, I don't want this." You should not divorce her, because both of you were married before taking to Krishna consciousness. So you cannot divorce her. If she said, "I don't want to practice," you must keep her. But you should make the arrangements for someone else to cook for you instead of their wife who doesn't want to cook your vegetarian food. You don't fight her, don't beat her. You should treat her nicely so that she will see that you are making progress in Krishna consciousness and be influenced by your purity and decide to follow you on her own. But we should not divorce her. It will not be a good preaching for us. Good preaching that we should maintain and tolerate it. The same with the wife. When we're taken to Krishna consciousness and the husband says, "So I'm sorry, I cannot follow this, it's not my plan." You can go, but I will not practice. So in that way you can continue. But if the husband say, "Don't practice this Krishna consciousness," the principle said, anything which does not help our Krishna consciousness, what happened? Only on that ground. You can say, "Okay, I will not eat meat, I will not do this, I won't follow." If you don't want me to follow, maybe I will not continue with you. You can terminate it. But those of us who have not entered into such problem, that now we are devotees, we should not marry non-devotees. We should not we should not plan to fail. We should plan to succeed.
These problems and upheavals, they come when we are least prepared. It's always the case. And and therefore these problems create they create a very massive destructive and shaking up effect. And like at that moment, definitely it's very difficult to take it in. Now what happens is that after one has crossed that phase, then this realization is there that actually more Krishna means with our decisions and discussion and everything was it was a catastrophe. But it's that actually completely helpless and situation. But somehow Krishna saved us. Now what happens is that going through this, so there is this aspect. Okay, Krishna saved us, but now it leads to some kind of fear actually that my God, the situation will come again. then it's like it created so much of all concepts, everything got completely wiped out. So how to work with it? It needs to fear that okay, if this situation comes again or any such unexpected thing comes again, it becomes
Krishna is always there to protect us, not only once, not only twice. He's always there eternally to protect us. So if he has protected us today, he will protect us again tomorrow. So that conviction we should have. The only problem is that we are not prepared. That is the problem. If we are prepared, it will not be a problem. Immediately we will realize, okay, this is temptation coming, and I'm already aware. So if you already know that, okay, this is the enemy is coming, and this is the plan that I put on, you overcome it because you're aware. The problem is that we are not prepared. We're thinking that Maya is going to come from Australia. By the time he gets here, I'm already prepared. But it's not coming from anywhere, it's already here. Before we started traveling, so many devotees, they came and were staying with us. So one day I called one of them and I told them, see, all of you are here, which is very good, but something which you are not understanding. Yes, we want to go and associate with the Guru in a holy place. Wonderful, it is perfect. But there is something else you should look very carefully. What is that? You should know that Krishna will tempt you, especially you are in a holy place and you are associating with sadhus. So be very careful. Every day you have challenges. If you don't know this, you're going to destroy the purpose of your coming to have association. Don't think that you are just going to enjoy. But that enjoyment, there is a price you have to pay. The price is that you are going to get a lot of challenges. Don't react negatively. Because you are taking things externally. You should take things internally. You should always be prepared. Yes. Before you enjoy prasadam, you have to cook in the kitchen. Is it not? Yes. Before you will get your advancement, you have to sit for test. So we should be aware. We should be conscious of that. So we help devotees to understand this. Still, some people, they fail the test. But we did our duty by explaining what is there. So we should be prepared. All of us should be prepared at every time. In Calcutta, a devotee asked me, you have challenges, how did you pass through it in the past? I said, I don't have challenges only in the past. My challenges are every moment. Every moment. Every moment. Not just in the past. Every moment. So, we are spiritual warriors. A warrior, you sit in the house, a warrior is fighting. So we are warriors fighting. Where is our battlefield? Where is our battlefield? Our consciousness. So our consciousness. Who is the target? Maya. This is what is going on. This is what is going on. So we should always be conscious of this. So that when challenges come, we will smile because we know. And always know that yes, He's there. Krishna is always there to give us protection. Because He's the one who arranged for that. And it is Him also who will give us the strength to pass through it.
if we are surrendered to Him, we are loyal to Him, we obey His orders and follow Him like that, He will give us the strength to pass through all difficulties, all at all times. As He planned it, He also has solution for us. So we don't have to be afraid that, if tomorrow I have the problem again. No, if you have the problem, He's there to take care, like He did before. He's always there. So we should have that conviction. Then we are free. Hare Krishna. Last one. Okay. I remember once when we were new. That time I was coming from my house to the temple. So we in the temple, and the devotee who was cooking, he has finished cooking, and it was offered. When that was done, so the cook came and told us, four of us were sitting there. He told us, you should come and take the prasadam out for serving. So we all went. We were standing there. So we were bringing the prasadam out from the kitchen, and he dropped it by the door. So as we were all waiting for the cook to bring all the prasadam, we were taking. One boy just came, Prabhu, just give chance. You don't know how to do this service. Just give me chance. So I went back. He enthusiastically carried everything all and demonstrated this. I stood back. I was watching him, and I said, I'm very sorry. I'm very lazy. I don't know how to do all these things. I said, okay, I'm sorry. He carried everything alone and started serving. Okay. Do you know? That's the last day I saw him. The last day I saw him. I've never seen him again till today. Is that enthusiasm or passion? That was passion, not enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a high quality. All these are Christian qualities: patience, enthusiasm, perseverance, humility. All these are Christian qualities he gave to us. So they are pure, they are not just ordinary things. So that is passion, not enthusiasm. Or devotees are dancing wild in the kirtan. That is passion, not ecstasy. All right? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tai Gaur Premanand. All glorious assembled devotees.
Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj ki